WMCA Musclehead Revolution, where men are men and women are glad they are. Join us today at WMCA.com. That's WMCA.com.
And good evening. Glad you're with us for the WMCA Musclehead Revolution V-Cast. I'm Kevin McCullough, and this is seen exclusively at MuscleHeadRevolution.com. Tonight we visit the stupid pile. The top 10 stories of the most idiotic things to happen in the last 24 hours. We're glad you're with us. Every story tonight you're going to spot a boatload of stupidity. We'll see if you can spot it. But first comes a word from our stupid sponsor for the night. At number 10, the liberal loon Ned Lamont running for U.S. Senate and the creepy daily costs, the Fresh Maker.
Hi, I'm Ned Lamont. I'm a Democrat. I'm running for U.S. Senate. Fixing health care is not only a matter of fairness. As a small business guy, I can tell you, it's also key to keeping good paying jobs.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better, Mentos fresh and Mentos, the Fresh Maker.
At number 9, the UN doesn't recognize such a thing as illegal immigration. Yes, this according to Eric Shawn of Fox News, saying that within the United Nations, they do not recognize the terms illegal immigrant or illegal alien. Instead, it is a non-documented migrant or an irregular migrant. People that are legal immigrants, regularized migrants. At number 8, Pat Robertson. Well, he should just keep it shut, but since he won't, instead today he chose to tell us a story about how God told him that in the coming days the Pacific Northwest will undergo a tsunami. God told him this, so we're supposed to believe it. But what if it doesn't happen? Can we then just retire Pat Robertson altogether? Number 7, Alec Baldwin, after getting into a bit of a dust-up on New York City talk radio a few weeks ago, decided to try his hand in Philadelphia. Turns out he still didn't quite master the whole role of talk show host.
When can we take some calls, Ivan?
Whenever we want.
Do we have calls that are on there now?
No calls yet. No calls yet.
What number do people call to get on the air, Ivan? Do we have that number?
It's right there.
No, do I have the call number in front of me? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's interesting. Interesting. Do we have any calls yet there, Ivan? No calls. Let's read some more about Scientology. Is Sean Hannity a Scientologist? Alec Baldwin posing the big questions tonight here. Do we have any calls here yet, Ivan? None. Boy, it's just incredible.
Alec, rule of thumb. In order for callers to actually call you, you have to say something interesting or controversial or intelligent. That way they have something to react to, and then your phone lines will light up like ours do at the Musclehead Revolution. Number 6, only in the land of the ACLU, 2 days ago, an alligator invades a woman's home. She decides to kill it because it began to eat her dog. So she goes and retrieves a gun, shoots the thing dead. Now she's been arrested and cited for hunting without a license. Talk about stupid. In her own house, no less. At number 5, Ian McKellen has faith in the Da Vinci Code, but not in other books that may actually have eternal importance to them.
And one of the themes in the book really knocks Christianity right on its ear. If Christ survived the crucifixion, he did not die for our sins and therefore was not resurrected. Tom's looking like, what?
Is that in the book?
But what I'm saying, people wanted this to say fiction, fiction, fiction. How would you have all felt if there was a disclaimer at the beginning of the movie? Would it have been okay with you?
Well, I've often thought that the Bible should have a disclaimer at the front saying this is fiction. I mean, walking on water, I mean, it takes an act of faith. And I have faith in this movie.
At number 4, Dateline, Blackjack, Missouri. Now this is an interesting story. We talked about it when it first came to light a few weeks ago, but here's the scenario. A man and woman who are not married are living together. They are raising the children they've had in their union, plus children that the woman has had through other sexual unions. Multiple ones. Now, the law in Blackjack, Missouri says you cannot cohabitate in a house with more than 3 people who are unrelated to each other. As it turns out, this family breaks that law. Therefore, they can't have the family residential permit required to stay in Blackjack, Missouri. Blackjack town officials said it's real simple. Just go down and get married, get your marriage license, take your vows, and make yourselves legitimate. What did they decide to do? Instead, they're suing with the ACLU. Here's the catch, though. Now the city's evicting them. At number 3, a stupid CNN reporter asks President Bush if securing the borders is in fact racist.
Let's go back to immigration. There are a lot of people who listen to this debate, and the fact that we focus on the southern border Mexican immigrants, they believe that there are racial, if not racist, overtones in this debate. There were a couple days ago when you said, I'm quoting here, we are not just going to discriminate against people. What did you mean by that, discriminate? Do you get a sense that there is racism that is creeping into this debate?
No, I think it'd be too harsh a judgment to say to somebody who doesn't support a comprehensive immigration plan that they're racist. I don't believe that.
At number 2, Hillary Clinton is now saying to donors through correspondence that she's discovered the real source for why abortions are on the increase. She goes to some great length in her electronic correspondence to constituents this month to explain to them that there are conservative ideologues who do not think that birth control is an appropriate contraceptive. Therefore, it's pro-life conservatives' fault that abortion exists, because citizens have to have some means by which they can control their birthing options. Did not having sex, remaining abstinent till marriage, and then only engaging in sexual activity in marriage ever cross our mind? No, it would make too much common sense. And finally, top of the stupid pile for this edition of the MuscleHead V-Cast, Congressional Representative Moonbat John Murtha, with no evidence, no sources, no verification, went on Chris Matthews last night and said this.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. One Marine was killed, and the Marines just said, we're going to take care. They don't know who the enemy is. The pressure was too much on them, so they went into houses and they actually killed civilians. And you know,
was this My Lai? I mean, was this the case of, when you say cold blood, Congressman, a lot of people think you're basically saying you got some civilians sitting in a room or out in the field and they're executed just on purpose.
Exactly what
not
happened.
Because the Marines are scared or anybody's scared, or the soldiers are scared.
This was not an action. This was not, at first they tried to say it was an IED. There was no IED involved in this. This was troops who went in, they were so stressed out, they went into houses and killed children, women and children.
By the way, nice follow-up, Matthews. You get bonus stupid points for your lame questions. That's the stupid pile, 1 through 10, right here on the MuscleHead V-Cast. We'll see you next time.